gas, so
Turn towards the outside.
just go immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about when I'm leaving. Just wing it.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Starting. Right from the beginning. Here's the introduction. Pick up to 22. All set? And 1, 2, 3.
I am Andrew Kavanaugh, principal of Medomak Valley High School, and I am honored to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the class of 2017. At this time, would the following students who have chosen military service as their next step please come forward? Angel White, United States Army National Guard. Matthew Taylor, United States Army National Guard. Gabe Ramos, United States Marines. Nick Grover, United States Air Force. I would now ask that everyone please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. As president of the class of 2017, would Patrick White please come to the podium to deliver this evening's greeting?
Good evening, staff, friends, and family, and welcome to tonight's graduation ceremony for the Medomak Valley class of 2017. Tonight will, and probably already has, evoked many emotions. For some, tonight will be bittersweet, as one of the most important chapters of our lives has come to a close. For others, tonight's just the end of a 4-year prison sentence. Regardless, tonight is a night of celebration for all. And on behalf of the entire graduating class, I thank each and every one of you for allowing us to share this special night with you. From the soccer field to the stage, and from the debate meet to the Heirloom Seed Project, this group of 119 individuals has not only left their mark in Medomak Valley, but has made an impact in the entire community as well. And from MIT to Belmont, and from the University of Maine to the Job Corps, these 119 individuals will continue to touch thousands of lives collectively through their future accolades, accomplishments, and achievements. While the class of 2017 is an incredible collection of talent and potential, it would be remiss of us to forget the ones who allowed us to pave these paths for ourselves. To every parent, grandparent, and friend who is sweating in the bleachers, and to all those who are unable to attend tonight, thank you. Thank you for being our anchors, our motivators, and our support systems. You have pushed us through our failures, and are as much a part of our successes as any of us are. Your efforts will have a profound effect on the rest of our lives, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Tonight you will hear from many different people and draw from a wealth of knowledge and experiences. Some may tell you to look ahead to the future, while others may suggest to reflect upon the past. Both are sound pieces of advice, but I wish to ask you all to live in the moment. We spend so much of our lives looking forward to the next big event that we don't realize and appreciate all the ones that have already passed by. Because let's be honest, how quick did this come up? By the end of the road, our lives will seem to have passed by in the blink of an eye. One of my favorite quotes is from Alice Morris Earle, who said, quote, "Yesterday's history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present." Relish this time together right now and soak up every moment in memory that you can. Tonight at Project Grad, stop at some point and just recognize the fun that you're having in whatever you're doing. It only takes a few seconds, or you could take a few minutes, but spend some time appreciating the gift of now and cherish living in the moment. Well, our lives will become long, winding roads that lead miles in different directions. I'm grateful to say that at one point, mine met briefly with all of yours at a small school in Midcoast, Maine. I will always hold close my memories as a Panther, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for myself and my classmates. Tonight is a night to smile, and tonight's a night to cry. It's a night to celebrate, and above all, I am blessed to be able to share this experience with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Seniors, we should recognize two special groups in attendance here tonight. Would the parents and guardians of the class of 2017 please rise? The support and effort of these individuals have helped you to achieve the milestone we are celebrating tonight. Now, let us recognize with a round of applause the Medomak Valley High School teaching staff who have challenged the class of 2017 to strive for their highest level of academic achievement and have supported their efforts to do so for the past 4 years. Thank you. Could Miss Jane Horowitz, Mrs. Paula Sutton, Mr. Abden Simmons, and Mr. Dana Dow please come forward? By virtue of attaining the second highest 4-year grade point average for the Medomak Valley High School class of 2017, with a GPA of 4.58, we are pleased to award the salutatorian medal to Miss Jane Horowitz. Elected officials Paula Sutton, Abden Simmons, and Dana Dow present this official expression of sentiment to Jane, which reads, quote, "Be it known that we, the members of the Senate and House of Representatives, join in recognizing Jane Horowitz of Washington, who has earned the distinction of being named salutatorian of the 2017 graduating class of Medomak Valley High School. We extend our congratulations and best wishes to Jane on her receiving this honor, and it be ordered that this official expression of sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the 128th Legislature and the people of the state of Maine."
Good evening. Welcome, MVHS administrators, faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, and finally, to my fellow classmates of the class of 2017. I thank you for joining us in celebration on this very momentous day. We especially thank our teachers and our friends, our parents, grandparents, and siblings, for they have given us strength throughout our lives and have inspired us to pursue our dreams. I would be remiss in this salutatorian speech if I failed to acknowledge Chelsea Ripley, whose GPA is .01 behind mine. We agreed it would have been perfect to both be salutatorian, considering our similar GPAs. But what matters is that despite our competitive nature, somehow, throughout our 4 years, we managed to remain friends without animosity. And that's something that I truly love about our class and our school as a whole. Despite our differences and the things that threaten to separate us, we always seem to remain united and close. Our class is like a family. Each of us has had to endure our own unique obstacles and difficulties throughout high school, whether that be surviving Mr. Hill's AP US History class, or just simply having the motivation to wake up in the morning and fight the growing senioritis that has plagued us these past few months, or for some of us, since freshman year. But there are some hardships at Medomak Valley we've all had to endure together, like our ability to survive Medomak's constant water issues, barely losing Spirit Week and Winter Carnival 2 years in a row, and the struggles that we've had to face since the corridor was closed off after our freshman year. I know you agree with me when I say that it's not fun when you have to fast walk from Mr. Lynch's classroom to Miss Enamarati's in under 5 minutes. But these things are not what define our school. That's not what we'll remember the most. When we look back on our time at Medomak Valley, it won't be our grades or popularity or the trucks we drove or the clothes we wore that we remember. Instead, it will be the relationships and connections that we have formed with each other. It is the people sitting here amongst us, students, teachers, and staff, that make Medomak Valley unique. What characterizes our school is the environment created by all of us. It's the drive and passion of our students for learning, the supportive nature of our teachers, and our overall school spirit and compassion for each other. Our school is proud of the achievements that we make across the board, whether that be the pep band playing Eye of the Tiger and cheering at basketball games, watching the MVHS players wow us in Cinderella, preparing for the empty bowl supper, fundraising for our class by running around with huge posters and baskets of baked goods, and finally coming together to almost win Winter Carnival and Spirit Week. But now our time together has come to a close, signified by a series of lasts. Our last pep rally, our last prom, our last concert, our last performance, our last game, and finally, our last walk through the halls of Medomak Valley as seniors. While we have experienced many lasts, it is also a time for firsts. Our first senior tea, our first baccalaureate, our first class trip, for many of us, our first time whitewater rafting, our first time walking across the stage, and for most of us, after we leave here, our first time on our own. To quote J.K. Rowling, Albus Dumbledore said that, "It matters not what someone is born, but what they grow to be." Anyone that knows me knows that there is no way I was about to do a speech without slipping in a Harry Potter quote. But this applies to all of us as much as it applied to Harry. While we come from a rural town in Maine, we can go anywhere and do anything with passion and support. At Medomak, we are fishermen, brains, truck enthusiasts, band geeks, athletes, mathletes, artists, mechanics, thespians, and so much more. But these labels don't have to solely define us, because we can become whomever we want. We are all different and each have our own story to tell. But how we want to tell that story and where we want to go with it is up to us. We can do anything, but it is the relationships that we build in high school and the lifelong learning skills that we gain that will be the basis of all of our future endeavors. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave? What story do you want to tell? To quote Walt Whitman, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Could Mr. Joseph Powell, Mrs. Paula Sutton, Mr. Abden Simmons, and Mr. Dana Dow please come forward? By virtue of attaining the highest four-year grade point average for the Medomak Valley High School class of 2017 with a GPA of 4.67, we are pleased to award the valedictorian medal to Mr. Joseph Powell. Elected officials, Paula Sutton, Abden Simmons, and Dana Dow present this official expression of sentiment to Joseph, which reads, "Be it known that we, the members of the Senate and House of Representatives, join in recognizing Joseph Powell of Friendship, who has earned the distinction of being named valedictorian of the 2017 graduating class of Medomak Valley High School. We extend our congratulations and best wishes to Joseph on his receiving this honor, and be it ordered that this official expression of sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the 128th Legislature and the people of the state of Maine.
Good evening, Superintendent Nolan, Mr. Kavanaugh, Mrs. Pease, Mrs. Philbrook, parents, friends, and the class of 2017. We have shared many memories and learned many things during the past 4 years here at Medomak Valley High School, but now it is time to embark on our own adventures. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 3 pieces of advice for the future. My first piece of advice is, don't forget all the people who helped you along the way. You've probably noticed that we aren't alone for this ceremony tonight. We're all joined by family, including parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, people without whom we would not be where we are today. While it certainly took a lot of hard work and dedication to get to this point, none of it would have been possible without the support structures provided by our families. Our teachers were also helpful and taught us many valuable life lessons. For example, Mr. Lynch taught us that life is a journey to become the man at the top of the mountain, whatever that means. Mr. Richardson, who struggled time and time again to complete the math team problem of the week, taught us that not everyone can be the best at everything, but that perseverance is key. Mr. Hill taught us to question everything, that government is incompetent, and every U.S. president has been awful. Except for James K. Polk, because at least he stuck to his word. I'll now take a moment to thank a few special people who helped me get to where I am today. I'd like to thank my dad. While I may have preferred hours studying instead of lobstering, those long days spent on the water with him did teach me the value of hard work. I'd also like to thank my mom, who was always supportive of my choices and my interests, and even became an advisor for the chess team. And I'll end the debate now. Sorry, Dad, but Mom is the one that I get all of my smarts from. I would like to thank 2 teachers in particular, both of whom were very influential and huge supporters of me. The first is Mr. Hinckley, who was my math team coach, taught me mathematics for the last 3 years, was helpful with the whole college process, and overall became a mentor to me. The second is Miss Good, who was one of the first people to see my potential and who was an academic advisor for me from elementary school all the way through high school. I will never forget the effect that these 2 people have had on my life until this point. My second piece of advice is, don't waste your time living someone else's life. Stop living a life just trying to impress others. Instead, do things because you enjoy them and find them fulfilling. Don't blindly follow someone else when they say they know the meaning of life or exactly what happens after death. Instead, find out what makes the most sense to you. Stop comparing yourself and your accomplishments to others. Instead, realize that we're all different and excel in different areas. Right now, we have the perfect opportunity to start living a life that we want to live. Many of us are going off to college, some of us are going directly into the workforce, and a few of us are joining the armed forces. This really is a branching point in our lives. We're all following different paths, and we'll face many difficult and life-changing decisions going into the future. It's now up to us to make good choices that lead to a happy and respectful life, a life that we want to live. My final piece of advice is set goals for yourself and follow your dreams. I think it is important to set goals for yourself, both short-term and long-term, as it gives you something to strive for in life. I set goals throughout my academic career, things as small as acing that chemistry test, and goals as large as getting into my dream college. I truly think it is one of the best and most satisfying feelings to finally achieve something that I worked at so hard and for so long. I think this was all best stated by Steve Jobs, so I will conclude with a few words from him. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. I really think these are inspirational words, which have special meaning for us tonight. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Will Miss Amber Hagan and Mr. Ian Good please come forward to introduce this evening's keynote speaker?
Each year, the honor graduates of the senior class come together and nominate a teacher or prominent figure in the MVHS community to be our commencement speaker. This evening, our speaker is someone who we feel connected to and has had a large impact on us for many important years of our lives. For years, she has traveled to elementary schools as the gifted and talented program teacher, and therefore has had a lasting presence in the education of many of us.
She has been a consistent role model who we have seen in and out of the classroom. Inside the classroom, she has led by example, encouraging us in many different forms of creativity to express our ideas and discoveries. Her involvement outside the classroom inspired many of us to further our own ambitions, talents, and other personal goals.
As we approach the end of our high school years, she was someone who we could go to with any question about college choices, applications, scholarships, or even just advice, whether educational or personal. She would not only listen to us, but she truly cared and worked hard to help us.
This teacher has shown us how we can grow as individuals and how to embrace unique attributes of ourselves and others. Since day one in her class, she has focused on how to encourage and push us to become the very best version of ourselves we can be, and how to grow into self-driven, hard-working, lifelong learners. She has shown us through many different group projects on what each of us brings to the group to make the best results. Overall, she has made a bigger impact on our lives than she will ever know. She always talks about what a great role model her father has been for her, and through her actions and kind words, she has become a similar role model for us.
The senior class of 2017, as well as one of her very first gifted and talented classes, are honored to introduce our graduation commencement speaker, my mom, Miss Jennifer Good.
It hit me as I sat here tonight. It's been 30 years. 30 years ago, I walked across this stage just like you do tonight and got my diploma. I actually got it from the hand of my dad, so that was kind of cool. So tonight, I'm kind of excited because I'm gonna get to shake the hand of my son when he gets a diploma tonight, so that's cool too. It's an incredible honor. Immense. I can't even begin to tell you when they asked me to do this speech. In fact, I got it via text. Yes, 21st century. I got a text from my son that said, "Mom, you've been nominated the new FBI director." I waited, and then the next text came, "You've been nominated to be the commencement speaker. Do you want to do it?" After I stopped crying, I texted back and said, "Absolutely." Because this speech is to you and for you, I'll do my best to not take up too much time. which is hard to believe because we all know how long-winded I am. Your sole goal here is to get that diploma in your hand. But when I told my mom that I was chosen to speak, her very first words to her last-born child was, "Don't take an hour." Important lesson number 1, always listen to your mother, okay? I've had the privilege, as Ian and Amber pointed out, of watching this particular class grow up. My first year teaching in the district was when they were in 3rd grade. As part of my position, those early years, I spent a lot of time in all 5 elementary schools. I got to watch you, much shorter than you are today, especially Camel and Camel Blair back there, interact with each other. You interacted with your teachers and interacted with learning. When you were in 6th grade, I remember saying to the middle school teachers, "Just you wait. This class is really great. You are going to love having them." I said the same exact thing after 2 years at the middle school to the high school teachers as you were planning to transition here. I said, "Yeah, they're awesome. You're going to love them." You've proven me right again and again in my assessment. You are kind and respectful. You accept each other. You're hardworking. You bring so many special gifts to the table. Every one of you. You're just good people. That's the only thing we can ever wish, right, when we're parents? That we can say, our children are good people. As a parent, I've been so incredibly thankful that my son has had these quality of peers surrounding him. I kind of must like you, I've decided, because not only have I chaperoned 1 class trip overnight, but I actually chaperoned 2 class trips overnight. And let me tell you, taking 8th graders on an overnight to Boston is not a job for the faint at heart, especially when you're trying to cram them onto a subway at rush hour. Right, Zach? You only have this to lead them by. As I thought about what limited pearls of wisdom I could pass on to you, I realized that I really am not up to the task. So I decided to turn to someone who has far more experience than I do. This man was a man of over 900 years old. He's a Time Lord. And I feel that Doctor Who has the absolute best advice to offer to you, our graduating seniors. So if you don't mind, I have a couple of assistants that are going to come join me, because teaching 101 means you should have visuals. Okay, learn that. All right, so they're going to join me and just give you some visuals to look at. And for any of you who would know me, you had to expect I was going to pull Doctor Who into this, right, Antina? I was. Because if you would have asked Mr. Forrest, you darn know Star Trek would have been up on this stage, right? So we're doing Doctor Who tonight, people. All right. So here follows the 7 life lessons from the Doctor. Life lesson number 1. When you're a kid, they tell you it's all grow up, get a job, get married, get a house, have a kid, and that's it. But the truth is, the world is so much stranger than that. It is so much darker and so much madder and so much better. Let's be real. Life won't always neatly unfold in front of you. You are going to have disappointments and frustrations and roadblocks that are going to trip you up, and it's going to seem impossible to overcome. I know, downer, right? Bummers. So when you were toddlers, 9/11 occurred. 9/11 occurred, and so your life that you know has been filled with terrorism. Right? It's been part of your existence. It's easy to sometimes get consumed by the strange, the dark, and even the madness that the world hurls at us. However, there's so much beauty, so much opportunity out there to cling to. In this gorgeous state of ours, right? But also out there in the world. Marvel at that complexity of life and embrace the adventure that unfolds before you. When faced with the impossible, dig in. Persevere. Find the possible, because guess what? It's there. It's there. Don't give up. And know that the doctor's life lesson number 2, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. The good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't always spoil the good things and make them unimportant. Let's face it, in the past 4 years, you've had to face some really bad things. You lost a classmate even before you came here. You lost a principal to cancer. Each of you individually certainly have faced tragedies and struggles that none of us know about. You've kept them inside your heart, and we don't know. But what strikes me over and over is that you guys have drawn together. You haven't let the positive things of homecoming fun and academic success and sports victories and class trips and prom and bonfires and friendships and even being 4-year tug-of-war champions, you haven't let the sad things drown out the good. And how do we do that? We cling to each other. So here's your lesson. When you face these struggles that are coming in your life, turn to the people who love you. Surround yourself, just as you have here at Medomak Valley High School, surround yourself with people who care about you. And hang on tight. Because the doctor's life lesson number 3, some people live more in 20 years than others do in 80. It's not the time that matters, it's the person. You see, it is the person that you become and the people you surround yourself with that matter in life. Take a moment, just think about the word success. What words come to mind? Money, nice house, good job, fame maybe? Hopefully, Ian, right? Fame? I want to challenge you to measure success by external measurement, not to measure success by external measurements, but by how you conduct yourself in the world around you. The true measure of a person's life, I truly believe, is not the worldly accomplishments, but is the impact that they make on those that orbit in their own personal universe. Not this big world out there, in the universe that just surrounds you. It's the impact you make. So you might ask yourself, I'm just a small person in this giant world. How can I make an impact? How is that possible? Well, there once was this boy. He was painfully poor. His mother was illiterate. She never went past 3rd grade. His father dropped out of school when he was in 8th grade because his father had abandoned them, and he had to support his mother and little brother. The expected trajectory of this child was not grand, because honestly, how in the world do you expect to accomplish anything when you don't have support at home? How in the world do you expect to go anywhere when your mother cannot read? When your father can't do probably any kind of complex math. And you're dirt poor, where you go into a store and the storekeeper's following you because they're pretty certain you're going to steal something. So there was no hope for that guy, right? We don't expect much. Somehow, improbably, through pure strength of will, he ended up in college. I don't know how, but he did. After graduating, he became a teacher in a very small rural town. Nothing big, again, nothing grand, just a science teacher. He spent the next 38 years of his life humbly doing his job. He just educated students. The world may not see that as particularly impressive. He didn't win awards. He didn't attain great recognition. He definitely did not get rich. Every day, he just did his best to meet kids where they were at and try to make a difference in his small universe. This is now where I need audience participation. Show of hands. How many of you had Mr. Cross for either a teacher or an assistant principal? Look around. Staff, is there anybody here? Thank you. Mr. Cross was my dad, and each hand you saw raised represents 1 point of possible impact that life represented. My father's philosophy was to treat every person, no matter how big or small, with value and respect. When Dad passed away a number of years ago, we received over 250 cards. 250 cards filled with stories and anecdotes, and what was said again and again was that he was kind, fair, and truly cared about students. What an amazing thing to come to the end of your life and not be known so much for your worldly accomplishments, but to be recognized for the quality of your character. And that leads me to probably the greatest lesson that my father taught me and that the doctor has to teach us. Doctor's life lesson number 4. You know, 900 years of time and space, and I've never met anybody who wasn't important before. Every person, including yourself, is important. If you treat everyone you encounter, a customer, a boss, a coworker, a professor, a fellow student, the plumber, as a valued, and the plumber is a very valued individual, trust me. When you have a leak in your shower you can't fix, not good. As a valued individual, giving them the respect and care they deserve, you will make an impact. You will make a difference, and in the end, that is success. My father taught me no job is too small. No person is too small. The moment that you place yourself above other people is the moment you're losing sight of true success. Speaking of success, life lesson number 5. Always take banana to a party because bananas are good. Okay, so I don't have anything for that, but I thought it was funny. All right, moving on. So here I am at the end of my speech. And here you are about to head out into the world. I will be honest, this is a goodbye that is really tough for me. Not only am I saying goodbye to this wonderful group of people in front of me who have been a huge part of my life, but I'm also soon sending my own one and only 1,200 miles away. And I have no backup kid, although Norma keeps offering me one of hers. I don't know. Some of you are raring to head out these doors forever. I know. Some of you are going to struggle because you've kind of gotten comfortable that you get to come to school every day and you get to see your friends and you get to see the teachers you've trusted and you get to see me. Change is super hard. It is. but it's also wicked good. Wicked, wow, there's the main coming out. Ready? Because this is the doctor life lesson number 6. We all change. When you think about it, we're all different people all through our lives. And that's okay. That's good. You gotta keep moving. So long as you remember all the people that you used to be. As you go out into this awesome world, just hang on to the lessons you've learned here at school and from your friends and from your family. Carry us with you as you write your next chapter. Because, finally, life lesson number 7. We're all stories. In the end, make it a good one. Thank you for allowing us, for allowing me, your family, your friends, your teachers, your school, your community. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your story so far. Now, each of you go, weave your tale, and make it spectacular, because I know you will. Watch out. Here comes the Medomak Valley class of 2017, and I guarantee you they're going to be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Good, for those inspiring words. We will now present awards and scholarships to the class of 2017. Will the scholarship presenters please come forward? The David Cox Memorial Scholarship is being presented by Neil Lash in the amount of $500 to Jesse Hugh. In recognition of the outstanding contributions to the community by the late Charles M. Bagley, the Waldoboro Lions Club has an award in his name. This award will be presented to a graduating senior at Medomak Valley High School who has demonstrated traits of a particular thoughtfulness, caring, and community involvement along with high academic standing. These qualities and achievements were prized by Mr. Bagley, who spent many years at Medomak Valley High School. The Lions Club prizes them and also wishes to have them and Mr. Bagley honored tonight. This year's award is being presented by Mrs. Charles M. Bagley in the amount of $1,500 to Chelsea Ripley. The Lions Club Foundation Scholarship is being presented by Helen Mitchback in the amount of $1,500 to Patrick White. Each year, a dedicated crew of car enthusiasts organizes the Cruisin' to Graduation Car Show at Medomak Valley High School to raise money to benefit Project Graduation. Their efforts have ensured that the graduating Medomak Valley seniors can attend a safe and fun celebration on graduation night at no cost. This year's award is being presented by Mike and Sue Simmons in the amount of $500 each to Daniel Jones Jr. and Samuel White. The Charles Rasmussen Memorial Scholarship is being presented by Carolyn Rasmussen in the amount of $500 to Ryan Andrick and Amber Hagan. The Charles C. Lilly Post number 149 American Legion Scholarship is being presented by Al McKay and Zakiya Thiessen in the amount of $300 each to Christopher Shelmerdine, Cameron Leach, and Ian Good. The Mid-Coast Energy Systems Scholarship is being presented by Mr. John Blodgett in the amount of $750 to Tyler Hayes. The Stephanie Sukeforth Gilman Memorial Scholarship is being presented by Melissa Sukeforth in the amount of $1,000 to Chelsea Ripley. The following Town of Warren scholarships will be presented by Amanda Shelmerdine and Sue Wilcox. The Cyrus Eaton Scholarship in the amount of $1,250 each to Cameron Allaire, Nathan Andrews, Ryan Andrick, Brian Bradeen, Andrew Flynn, Amber Hagan, Jesse Hugh, Cameron Leach, Cameron Martin, Chelsea Ripley, Christopher Shelmerdine, Gregory Wadsworth, and Victoria Wheaton. The Sarah Hill High School Endowment Award in the amount of $1,400 goes to Ryan Andrick and Jesse Hugh. The Edward Lemke Scholarship in the amount of $220 goes to Victoria Wheaton. The Leland Overlock Scholarship in the amount of $475 goes to Cameron Leach. The Brian and Phyllis Robinson Scholarship in the amount of $750 goes to Gregory Wadsworth. The Frank and Gertrude Rowe Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 each goes to Amber Hagan and Chelsea Ripley. The Warren Day Scholarship in the amount of $350 each goes to Nathan Andrews and Christopher Shelmerdine. The following Town of Union scholarships will be presented by Irene Hawes. The Robert and Eleanor Heald Scholarship in the amount of $4,400 each go to Emma Brooks, Hunter McDaniels Rossiter, and Austin Rogers. In that same scholarship of Robert and Eleanor Heald, $4,000 goes to Connor Williams and $3,125 each goes to Sarah Gracie and Jacob Savage. The William Poulin Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 each to Madeline Knaus and Matthew Simmons, and $600 each to Emma Brooks, Hunter McDaniels Rossiter, Austin Rogers, Jacob Savage, and Connor Williams. The Gilbert Dowdy Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $700 goes to Matthew Simmons. The Union Lodge of Masons, number 31, in the amount of $500 goes to Connor Williams.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. The Senator George J. Mitchell Scholarship Research Institute awards scholarships each year to graduating seniors from every community in Maine. There were over 1,600 applications from across the state, resulting in a highly competitive selection process. This year's Mitchell Scholarship is being presented by one of last year's recipients, James Van Dett, in the amount of $9,000 to Chelsea Ripley. Mr. Ronald E. Dolloff, having served as Medomak Valley High School's principal for 25 years, was a champion of young people. In his honor, the Ronald E. Dolloff Memorial Scholarship is being presented by Assistant Principal Linda Dolloff Pease in the amount of $1,000 each to Patrick White and Ian Good. The Fannie Gray Scholarship in the amount of $275 goes to Abriella Jordan. The RSU 40 Memorial Scholarship Fund in the memory of Lori Ann Pinkham in the amount of $250 each goes to Sarah Harvey, Cameron Leach, and Jasmine Packard. The Dustin J. Osier Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500 each goes to Chelsea Ripley and Hannah Smith. The Friendship Davis Point Scholarship in the amount of $200 goes to Stephen Thompson III. The Shane Weeks Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $280 goes to Braden Crummett, Daniel Jones Jr. and Cameron Jones. The Mildred Moody Teal Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 goes to Ryan Andrick. The Rose Lavelle Clark Scholarship in the amount of $3,068.85 each goes to Whitney Dow, Adam Usler, Isaac Usler, Jacob Feria, Ian Good, Sarah Harvey, Benjamin Rowe, Hannah Smith, and Patrick White. The Mildred F. Davis Scholarship in the amount of $840 each goes to Braden Crummett and Cameron Martin. The B.M. Clark Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $750 each goes to Brianna Garner, Sarah Gracie, Hunter McDaniels Rossiter, Austin Rogers, and Connor Williams. The Maine Antique Digest Scholarship in the amount of $2,500 each goes to Braden Crummett and Cassidy Taylor, and we also have 2 scholarships in the amount of $3,500 each, and they go to Daniel Jones Jr. and Cameron Martin. The Medomak Valley All Sports Booster Club Scholarship in the amount of $800 each goes to Cameron Leach and Chelsea Ripley. The Fred Ludwig Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $650 each goes to Braden Crummett, Cale Gee, Antina Gould, Daniel Jones Jr., Cameron Jones, and Elizabeth Prescott. The George and Marion Secor Scholarship in the amount of $3,150 each to Noel Buendia Jr., Ian Good, Sarah Harvey, Richard Kinney Harold, Hannah Smith, and Patrick White. The E. Ashley and Mildred M. Walter Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 each goes to Ian Good and Tina Gould, Jane Horowitz, and Gregory Wadsworth. In that same scholarship of E. Ashley and Mildred M. Walter, we have several $500 scholarships that go to Cameron Allaire, Ryan Andrick, Quinlan Ashmore, Whitney Dow, Sarah Gracie, Jesse Hugh, Cameron Leach, Hunter McDaniels Rossiter, Jasmine Packard, Elizabeth Prescott, Chelsea Ripley, Christopher Shelmerdine, Hannah Smith, Tyler Stewart, and Patrick White. The Frank and Lottie Hunter Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $300 each to Isaac Usler, Jacob Faria, Ian Good, Sarah Harvey, Tyler Hayes, Richard Kinney Harold, Kenneth Prine, Benjamin Rowe, Hannah Smith, and Patrick White. The F. Roger Miller Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,300 each goes to Noel Buendia Jr., Lindsay Curtis, Whitney Dow, Jacob Faria, Sarah Harvey, Tyler Hayes, Abriella Jordan, Richard Kinney Harold, Hannah Smith, and Patrick White. The Mildred Merrifield Walter Scholarship in the amount of $3,690 each goes to Emma Brooks, Hunter McDaniels Rossiter, Austin Rogers, and Connor Williams.
Thank you.
The University of Maine at Farmington is giving 4 merit scholarships, the first in the amount of $3,000 to Jasmine Packard, the second in the amount of $2,000 to Courtney Ducharme, and $1,000 each to Hunter McDaniels Rossiter and Elizabeth Prescott. The Tyler Grand Mason Medomak Scholarship in the amount of $2,000 goes to Tyler Stewart. The Maine State Employee Association George A. Javala Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 goes to Tyler Stewart. Superintendent Nolan, would you please join me at the podium?
Congratulations, seniors. I wish you the very best. Mr. Kavanaugh, has each of the students before us completed the requirements for graduation as delineated in the RSU 40 policies and the laws of the state of Maine?
Yes, the students before you have met all the graduation requirements to receive a Medomak Valley High School diploma.
Then by the authority vested in me by the RSU 40 Board of Directors and the Department of Education, as Superintendent of Schools, I ask you to confer upon these graduates the diplomas representing the completion of their formal high school education.
Congratulations. Nicholas Warren Ashmore. Cassandra Lee Wadsworth. Stephen Douglas Thompson III. Amber Ruth Studley. Logan Nathaniel Wright. Jane Elizabeth Horowitz. Matthew Joseph Taylor. Caitlin Elizabeth Staples. Tyler Dwayne Masonoff. Joseph Wayne Malberg. Courtney Noel Ducharme. Brian James Bradeen. Brooke Ann Sykes. Taylor Gregory McLean. Megan Marie Libby. Zachary Joseph Bowers. Angelique Elizabeth Veery White. Richard James Kinney Harold. Cameron Sierra Jones. Daniel Jeffrey Thomas. Jasmine Marie Packard. Joseph Cyrus Powell. Isabella Rose Cross. Brady Alexander Cornell. Victoria Jean Wheaton. Remington Earl Bogues. Cassidy Sky Taylor. Cameron Harold Gregory Robinson. Jessie Lynn Hugh. Jonathan Allen Allard. Cassandra Caitlin Landers. Isaac Charles Usler. Samantha Dana Mae Griffin. Ryan Nicholas Andrick. Amber J. Hagan. Patrick Aaron White. Hannah Elizabeth May Smith. Zachary David Rutledge. Kelsey Lee Grant. Isaiah Warren Harriman. Emma Madison Brooks. Jacob Raymond Feria. Chelsea Larice Ripley. Cale Harris Gee. Sarah Rebecca Harvey. Austin Richard Jones. Hannah Ruth Anthony. Brandon Lee Eugene Foley. Jacob Eli Savage. Austin Melrose Rogers. Cameron David Matthew Hopkins. Daniel Philip Jones Jr. Braden Joshua Crummett. Nathan Dean Andrews. Connor Brendan Williams. Matthew Murray Simmons. Kyle Thomas Donlin. Cameron Dean Martin. Samuel Aaron White. Desiree Dawn Reed. Francisco Kenneth Johnson. Hannah Ruth Carter. Kenneth Wayne Prine. Taylor Marie Smith. Zachary Allen Peters. Crystal Marie Motika. Gabriel James Ramos. Shelby May Dawn Weil. Kyle Adam Winchenbach. Danielle Marie Rose Morse. Benjamin Lewis Perry. Nichelle Roman Monroy. Casey James Colson Libby.
Let's go!
Lindsay Bailey Curtis. Nathaniel Joseph Terrio. Elizabeth Ann Prescott. Noel Donetza Buendia Jr. Madeline Lee Knaus. Cody Kenneth Luce. Sierra Spring Weeks. Tyler Jordan Stewart. Brianna Marie Garner. Cameron Todd Winchenbaugh. Kayla Dawn Tessio. Christopher James Shelmerdine. Margaret Rose Ryan. Nicholas David Grover. Sarah Michelle Gracie. Adam Merrill Usler. Hannah Ames Ulmer. Quinlan Patrick Ashmore. Antina Leanne Gould. Brent Allen Dibert. Whitney Helene Dow. Trent Alton Grover. Nicole Marie Obashan. Tyler Glenn Hayes. Jordan Renee Walker. Hunter Robert McDaniels Rossiter. Janessa Jade Cox. Kane Michael Scheimreif. Brianna Marie McKay. Jonathan David Rollerson. Caitlin Nicole Schweiker. Cole Scott Parker Nichols. Abriella Elizabeth Jordan. Zidane Anthony McMurrin. Ian Alexander Good. Grant McMillan Bodine. Cameron Hughes Leach. Channing Bishop Soper. Kyle Stephen Melanson. Nicholas John Simmons. Benjamin Mark Rowe. Gregory Adam Wadsworth. Andrew Paul Flynn. Richard Alden Jasper Sproul. Cameron Robert Littlehale. Cameron Ross Allaire. J. Michael Bonville. Seniors, as a sign of your graduation, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the 2017 Medomak Valley High School graduates.
1, 2,